September has a couple of big hitters on the release schedule, so let's have a look at around 30 games coming out this month. I'm Ewan, this is Lachlan. Lachlan, what's out September 1st?
World's Worst Handyman, where you play as Doug on a mission to save his beloved animal shelter from bankruptcy. He does that by being a handyman, with what skills, you may ask? None. None at all. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. There's some stealth elements along some wacky fun. Think Untitled Goose Game, visuals and fun in that kind of sense. It comes from a small indie developer, Baby Lumberjack, and it's their first release. And yes, the pets you save are petable. It releases on PC on September 1st. And if you'd rather be sad, there's Copycat. It's a single-player cat game where you play as the recently adopted shelter cat, who then becomes replaced by a stray copycat. Ewan played this one and he said that it's a little jank, but it has a really sweet story at its core. Check it out September 1st on PC.
Then out September 3rd, we get Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, based on the game that makes no sense at all, because if you catch the snitch, then you just win. It's just a stupid game. I don't know how they fixed that in this game. I just wanted to say that. It's a stupid game. But it's a standalone game from Portkey Games, who also made Hogwarts Legacy. So I guess instead of incorporating that into that game, they felt like it warranted its own release. That's out September 3rd. And then we got Parcel Corps, where you race away as a freelance bicycle messenger by pulling off crazy moves like riding on walls, grinding rails as you try to beat the clock and deliver the goods. Finally, we got Prison Architect 2. It's Prison Architect, but this time it's 3D. It's not from the same devs, only the publisher stays the same. And I gotta say, putting this in 3D, something about it seems a bit off. I'd be reluctant before I'd get this.
Tired of playing boring old humans in Age of Empire games? Well, pick your favorite pantheon of gods, Norse, Greek, Egyptian, or Atlantean, and battle them alongside monsters and humans in Age of Mythology Retold. It's a remaster of the 2002 classic, and if real-time strategy games are kind of your thing, then this one looks like it's really cooking. It comes out September 4th on PC and Xbox Series consoles.
Out on September 5th, we got Ale and Tale Tavern. This is a first-person open-world fantasy game where you run a tavern and must gather your supplies by hunting, fishing, and exploring the world around before cooking and waiting tables in the evening. It's also playable in online co-op with up to 4 players.
Another year, another NBA game. NBA 2K25 releases on September 6th. Nothing much more to say here because on the same day it releases on PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series consoles. We're also getting Astrobot. If anyone here has ever purchased a PS5, then you probably played the really fun console demo Astro's Playroom. It left most of us wanting a little bit more. Well, finally we have that more. Explore over 50 planets, fly in a PS5 DualSense remote, and find a ton of PlayStation references. This one looks like a lot of fun, and it comes out on September 6th on PS5.
We'll definitely be playing that. Then on September 10th, we got I Am Your Beast. You can go on an FPS revenge trip, gunning your way through a never-ending wave of enemies as you try to make your way out of the wilderness. And then we also got Towerbone, goes into early access. It's a co-op action game in 2.5D from the studio that made the Bana Saga games. The full game releases later on in 2025.
Merryworth is a stylistic farming sim, and in 2024, we have 1 billion of those. However, this one stands out for its really interesting art style, full of RPG elements as you explore the world and take on enemies. This one feels like a nice refresher in that farming sim space. Marworth comes out on PC on September 11th.
Then on September 12th, we got Death Sprint 66. I'm fast as fuck, boy, man. Race away in this dystopian setting where death lurks around every corner in this online combat racer. Gotta say, it looks so much fun. Then we got Caravan Sandwich. Lachlan, I noticed that one's on your wish list as well. I had a great time with the demo for this one because you get to explore the world with your van or on foot, and you complete quests, you solve riddles, and try to figure out the mystery behind why your sister is missing in this narrative driver exploration adventure. Very much looking forward to that. And then finally, if you like cooking, Chef RPG might just be for you. But if you don't just like the cooking, everything, you also like to plan out everything, you definitely need to try this strategy RPG game in beautiful pixel art where you forage and you hunt for ingredients, you befriend your locals, and you grow your culinary skills. You cook, you manage, you hunt, you explore, you farm. There's a lot to do in this game.
Foul Damage is a pixel precision platformer where you play as an egg. That's right, an egg, which means you're a fragile little egg, rolling and jumping around the world, praying that you don't miscalculate and, well, just Humpty Dumpty yourself. This looks like a really interesting concept where fall damage is a massive risk to you. This game comes out on September 13th on PC.
Wait, there's fall damage in this one? Tough. Might have to skip on. Well, then you can also play on September.
Oh, dude.
Dude, it cracks. Fuck.
No. I just realized it's called fall damage. That didn't click
fall
to
damage.
me.
Yeah.
That one did not click to me until just then.
Then out on September 17th, we got The Plucky Squire. That is a storybook come to life as you jump between the 2D and 3D realms of this world. It's got a Devolver Digital attached as the publisher, so it's got that seal of approval. So for platformer fans, here's your treat for the month. And then for those who like Final Fantasy, we got another entry with the 16th game in the series. You know the drill. I'm sure there's fantasy in it, but it sure as hell ain't the final one.
There's a classic phrase, they don't just make them like they used to. Mossmouth says, fuck that. The developers of UFO 50, which isn't just one game, it's a collection of 50 single and multiplayer games that take the appearance of different genres of games and the 8-bit style, but bring some modern game design with it. UFO 50 and all of its games come out on September 18th on PC.
Then out September 19th, we got Enotria, The Last Song, a Souls-like RPG game based on Italian folklore where you fight your way through tricky opponents and switch your masks for role-altering effects. The demo for this one was actually quite a bit of fun, so I'm looking forward to this as well. Then your much beloved God of War series with Ragnarok is finally landing on PC with the PC port. The sequel from 2022 to 2018's God of War comes out on Steam. And then we got another remaster remake type of game with Dead Rising Deluxe. Almost 20 years after the original game came out, we get the remake of that zombie brawler from Capcom.
Spiral has you stepping into the mind of Bernard, exploring his most treasured memories from childhood to adulthood. You help him remember when he cannot, as he has some form of cognitive degeneration. Which means, for me, it gets me really excited to experience a game like this, as I have both a grandparent with dementia and recently losing another, which means this was already on my wish list, and this game launches September 20th on PC. Frostpunk 2 is the sequel to the hugely successful Frostpunk that came out in 2018. So if you don't know what Frostpunk is, it's a strategy city builder game set in a beautiful post-apocalyptic world, and it's known for its difficult decision-making for your people. Frostpunk 2 focuses a lot more on those tough decisions and faction management, and after a 2-month delay, we're finally getting Frostpunk 2 on September 20th on PC.
Then out September 23rd, we are getting Tiny Glade, which sees you relaxing your way through, I guess, a city builder that doesn't have you worried about combat or management, as you get to build very freely. You get to place every brick in every little nook and cranny, get down to the nitty gritty. Seems to be for those who like to build something a step up from maybe the Legos to a little quaint town that you get to build.
Ara History Untold is a turn-based strategy game that lets players build nations and become the greatest ruler ever known. Sounds interesting. 4X games aren't my forte, but it looks deep enough to get even the most enthusiastic players involved. Ars History Untold is out September 24th on PC. Greedfall 2: The Dying World is a sequel-prequel set 3 years prior to the events of the first game. The original was praised for its morally grey storytelling and combat, however, it was a letdown by the end polish of the game, which is probably why they are going into early access, which may make or break this game. I'm not a major early access fan, as I find the whole fix it in post mentality not fantastic. It can fix problems with the game if a studio does not have enough time or money to do quality QC testing, but here we go, for Greedfall 2 entering early access on September 24th on PC.
And then there's a lack of Nintendo out this month, but on September 22nd, we are getting a fresh supply of The Legend of Zelda with Echoes of Wisdom. It's time for a new Zelda game. But wait, this time you actually play as the titular character. Isn't this great? And it turns the gameplay on its head. Zelda doesn't swing a sword, but has the ability to use her surroundings to survive the deadly Hyrulean world by, I guess, cloning stuff and placing it. Looks very exciting.
You haven't got your microtransactions and loot box fixed this year yet? Well, EA Sports FC 25 is out on September 27th. There's not much more to say here other than good luck and have fun.
Then on the last day of the month, on September 30th, we get Phoenix Springs, a point-and-click puzzle adventure set in a neo-noir world where you investigate your missing brother, Leon. Hits hard for me. My brother's name is Leonard, so I'm actually quite interested just by that premise alone. And then lastly, we get the first story expansion for Starfield in Scattered Space. Just has me wondering for this whole month and maybe for this expansion, Lachlan, are you looking forward to that or anything else this month? What are you going to be playing?
I'm probably not interested in the Starfield one. I kind of stopped playing that game, period, and I don't really have any drive to go back into it. Spiral is probably at the top of my list right now in terms of games that I'd like to play, especially from a small developer that's really sweet, and Caravan Sandwich, that looks like it's a lot of fun as well. Other than that, that's pretty much all that's on my radar this month.
Yeah, we are getting a bunch of codes from the developers of Spiral because I played the demo and they had, it got me really emotional, so it's definitely my most anticipated. I think it's not going to be on a lot of people's radar, so both of us definitely it deserves to be on your wish list and play it when it comes out on September 20th. Other than that, let us know what you're most looking forward to. Obviously going to play the new Zelda game, or are you just looking forward to the next game from the NBA and... from EA Sports FC. That's not FIFA anymore because they lost the rights to it. Is that your most anticipated? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you soon.
Bye.